nice, just licking, no biting. Oh. In this episode, a puppy chooses us and wants to go sailing. We also are enjoying the beauty of Rangiroa and are hitchhiking around to explore this atoll. Also here, I spent some time to study the tidal water and to find out when it's best to exit. In the previous episode we had a pretty exciting entrance to Rangiroa, the Pacific atoll that's famous for being a bit challenging, but also famous for having a group of large dolphins. I have to look into that because I don't want to copy this. It was unnecessary rough. So, yeah. Surprisingly rolly anchorage to be inside this atoll. Hopefully it will come down when the wind comes down later. Again, we see lots of boats we have seen before, so we are definitely going to say hi to some of them later. But first, it's time to explore this motu and see what we can find here. The kids here in Polynesia for sure lives a different life than more urban living kids. What I see they have in common is they play a lot with different animals, like in the Marquesas. And it did not take long after we stepped ashore here in Rangiroa before one of the kids came running towards us and wanted us to see what they have caught here. So the shark took this one. Turn out they were just playing with these poor sharks. So it's true what some say, that sharks have more reasons to fear humans than the other way around. I wanted to say something, but I'm only a guest in their culture, in their country and their backyard. So who am I to judge coming from a different culture? Okay, so we are out walking in Rangiroa. Maybe we can find a car we can hitchhike with. What do you think?
Oh yeah, let's try.
You know, I didn't even know they have a taxi on this atoll, but they do. And now we are having a taxi ride to the airport with this friendly lady.
Taxi test
Taxi test.
from Rangiroa.
So we actually got a free ride with that taxi. What a nice lady. Now we're gonna take out some cash. The one and only ATM on this motu is here at the airport. We ran out of cash in Ahe as they did not have any ATM that was in working order during our visit. This motu, where the airport is located, is pretty narrow, and it's almost impressive they have managed to squeeze in a full-size airport capable of big airplanes. Guess it's just as exciting to land here as it was to sailing in here. We are testing our luck again to see if we can get a ride to the village.
Hello! Hello, can we go to the city? To the church, the end with the water, can you see that?
Yeah, just hitchhike.
Thank you!
Merci. So, it works. It's actually possible to do hitchhike. That was nice, wasn't it?
This is so cool. They're so friendly. Yep. Bring you everywhere for free.
On our way into the supermarket, a young girl were shouting at us, telling us to come into their garden. It turned out they had some puppies they wanted to give away. This little puppy really chose us, and who knows, maybe she knows the destiny if no one adopts her. Not many people living in this atoll, and it looks like this atoll already have too many dogs to begin with. So it's understandable the daughter of this house really tried to convince us to take this puppy with us. So we spent quite some hours next days trying to find out the rules and regulations for the onward journey with a dog on board. As expected, that's a massive, not to forget, quite expensive challenge. End of the day, my opinion is that I choose to sail, and a dog has not chosen this, even though the future might be better on Be Free. To say no and to leave this puppy behind was a seriously difficult decision, but it's just not possible at the moment. You know you're in French territories when baguettes is the first thing you see entering a grocery store. This one has even vegetables and a quite decent selection, giving us some hints that we are getting closer to civilization again. No doubt we are on a more touristic atoll now, and again reminded about the main business in this region, Tahiti pearls. And it's obviously good money, as only one of these beauties will set you back 670 euros or close to $700. This might explain why it looks like everyone is farming pearls and not vegetables. Even though the vegetables here share kilo price with pure gold, it's even more money in this industry.
Are you ready?
Yes?
You want to know what this cost?
No?
That is $13.
$13.
So let's say we make tortilla. With this, we have tortillas. Oh my god. $13. It's gold.
Oh.
What a cool little place we found here. It's amazing. So, yeah, Gio was busy with filming. I can't blame her. It's really amazing. I'm gonna flip the camera around so you can have a look. And this interesting construction is the son of this bar owner's first move from home. That's so cool. He's building himself a one-room house. It for sure doesn't look very strong or solid, but it's definitely nothing to say about the view he will get from his room up here. We succeeded to get a lift again with this friendly people.
He's the boyfriend of my girl. Yes, he's a very kind man.
This is the best spot to not only observe the entrance, tidal currents and boats doing spectacular entries, it's also a popular spot for watching jumping dolphins. This spot soon became our favorite place for a coffee in the morning, and to just observe the effect the outside weather has on this entrance. It's already significant less waves now as the wind and the waves on the outside has come down a lot. I really wish we knew about some of the boats that we know from before that's already here. Imagine if we can have this video angle on Be Free when we did our entrance. That would be totally spectacular. Thanks to G running around with the camera on board Be Free, we managed to get some nice shots from the inside. but to have it from the other angle would be amazing. Not only have we seen this and several other mega yachts here in Polynesia, we frequently meet other sailors on different locations that has become friends, and this afternoon we are invited aboard one of our neighbors for a Sundowner. Hello! Ahoy there!
Thank you.
It's best to come behind here, or? Yeah.
Here.
Stern. Yeah. Yeah. So, what kind of boat is this?
It's called a Deerfoot 2-62.
So it's 60 foot.
62 feet.
62 feet.
Yeah.
18 meters in Bonaire.
In Bonaire, we weren't allowed to be on moorings if you were longer than 18 meters. So being Americans, we said, oh yes, we're 18 meters because we can't do the math.
Ah, yeah. It's inches.
Cheers.
Or what do you call it? Like, thank you.
Yeah, yards and feet and inches.
Cheers. Cheers. Prost, skål.
Oh,
Cheers. I don't know if she had another beer.
and I'll get out the beer.
We are in France, or French territory, overseas territory water, so Horse d'Or, I think it's called.
Odeur. Odeur.
Can you do it in French better than me?
Odeur.
Okay. What a nice galley.
You like it?
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like this kind of old school center cockpit layout.
Yeah.
With the galley on the side. And, yeah.
But the galley is perfect because it's a one butt galley, so you can't have anybody help.
What do you call it?
One butt.
Awesome.
But
I love that.
we looked at an ML when we were looking for this boat. We looked for boats for over 2 years, and there was one ML where we tried to get into the engine room, and basically I barely fit through the hatch. And there was no way he was going to be able to get down there. So then when we saw this, we were like, oh, this is totally different.
So,
It's a little bigger.
whoa.
So engine and the two fridge freezer on the right along with the power supply. Dead ahead is the water maker, and then underneath is the generator.
Ah.
And then I actually have a little workbench with all my tools.
Yeah, I mean, every sailor's dream is to have a workbench with tools
And the vice.
And a vice clamp, yeah.
Yes, isn't it amazing?
What did you say?
That I dream of a big engine room. Big
Size is
engine room.
important.
Size is important.
And you're going to Tahiti?
Going to Tahiti for the festival. It's just after the Heva. It's called the Faradera in Tahiti. This is the 6th edition, 2023.
That's awesome. Finally, the wind has calmed down, so I'm eager to find out how much of a difference it makes and planning for our exit as well. So this is how it looks like at the same time, but with no wind. Interesting to see that the wind and wave condition on the outside plays such a big role in how the entrance into this atoll is. What we have learned here is that not only did we actually nail the timing on our entrance pretty good, but also weather conditions could be in the way for getting in here. So weather planning is just as important as planning your entrance according to the delay in tidal change. I have sailor friends that skipped this because it was too rough, and I totally understand their decision. Now we also found our timing for leaving, and it's a pretty narrow window. Between 1513 and 1600 is definitely the best time to exit. So it's 1 hour difference from Ahe that I calculated to 1700 as the best time. These time frames change with the overall change in the Pacific tidewater. However, as it looks like from my perspective, 1 hour difference in Ahe and 2 hours here in Rangiroa. Lots of water that comes in and have to come out again through the pretty narrow and shallow channels. Depending on how much pressure it is with wind and waves from the outside of the atoll, it can be quite hairy as we showed you in the previous episode. But now we have found a plan for an exit also from this atoll. Thank you so much for watching and for subscribing. A special thanks to the amazing patrons supporting this channel, and I hope to see you all back here next week.